Alright, I'm recording this for posterity. This is a joke my dad used to tell in the 80s. At the time, it was a hit joke. And it seemed to win a lot of crowds. But now that, as I get older, I'm now in my 30s, and it is 2012, the joke seems to have died away and nobody seems to know it. So I'm going to tell it, and hopefully that this recording stays for posterity, that this joke travels on. There was a guy who needed a job. He was desperate. Let's name him Bill. Bill needs a job. He's a truck driver. He's applied everywhere. And he goes and he applies it in Chicago for the Metro. Gets a job as a bus driver there. He shows up for his first day of work, and he meets the depot manager, and he's talking to him, and they're doing their thing, they're getting the paperwork all sorted out, and he shows him his locker. He puts all of his stuff in his locker, and then he goes, okay, he hands him a clipboard, and he goes, this is your route. Your route is named the Sesame Street route. Normally they have numbers, but this route is Sesame Street because it travels up this old street called Sesame Street, and it has a lot of turnover as far as bus drivers because the regulars are odd. And the guy's like, whatever, I really need this job. I really have to have this. I'll drive whatever route. It doesn't matter. So he gives him the route. He gives him the keys. The guy gets the bus and he starts driving. First stop, there's this 400-pound woman. Just like a monster of a woman. Just sweaty and greasy. Like cracker crumbs falling out of rolls. Just everywhere. Just nasty. And he opens the door and she starts to climb up on the bus. She's winded. She's like, oh, my name's Patricia. I'm going to ride this bus every day. And she's pulling herself up, and her kids are pushing her, and it's just a fat, hot mess. And so he's like, whatever, just sit down. Just sit down on the bus. Just whatever. She sits down. The bus kind of leans to her side. I mean, that's how big she is. Drives a couple of other stops, nothing eventful, but then gets to another stop, and there's this big, like, I'm talking 600-pound rascal scooter sized, like she's dwarfs the scooter she's on, black woman. She's like, oh, hey, you new bus driver? My name's Patty. I'm gonna be riding this bus every day. I'm gonna just get up on here and we gonna talk. We got some. You want some chicken wings? I got chicken wings. Yeah. So he's like, whatever, just get on the bus. So she manages to get up on the bus, sits on the other side of the bus, evens out. There's just bugs everywhere all of a sudden. Like, these two fat people just seem to attract bugs. I don't know why. Their kids are fighting. They're just greasy. The back of the bus just looks slimy. All of a sudden, fat people are gross. Anyway, so they go a couple more stops. The bus driver is just already really annoyed with both people behind him, but he's ignoring them, whatever. He needs this job. Pulls up to a stop, and there's this little guy in a nice suit. Kind of looks like John Waters, and he's like, hello, you're the new bus driver? My name is Ross. My friends call me Special Ross. I'm going to be riding this bus, and I've petitioned more than once to have the color changed, but whatever, I'm going to ride it. And he gets up on the bus, and the bus driver's like, whatever, just sit down. He takes his money. The guy sits down, starts talking to the other people. They're all like having food fights, and they're just crazy. It's obnoxious. They're just really obnoxious people, kind of like what you see in Walmart nowadays. Anyway, so they travel on, and he goes on. He gets almost to his last stop, and he's on his last nerve. Everybody on this bus has just been on his last nerve. So he gets up to his last stop, and there's this 7.5-foot tall black man, and he looks in, he bends his head down so he can look under the door, and he goes, oh, you the new bus driver? And that's when the bus driver knows he's wearing a 1970s Lakers outfit. I mean, the little shorty shorts, like Hooters waitresses size tight shorts, and a tank top. He's got a bat, and he's like, yeah. He's like, my name's Lester Cheese. I'm gonna be riding this bus every damn day. I'm gonna get up on this bus. I'm gonna ride it with you. I'm gonna sit right next to you, and when you and I are gonna be friends. I have a lot of friends. He's like, whatever, just sit on the bus. So Lester gets on the bus, and he sits down, and he takes off his shoes, which stink. I mean, the bus driver's just ready to pop, but the shoes, I mean, they really freaking reek. And Lester starts playing with his feet, and he picks up, and he flicks a bunion off his toe, and it hits a bus driver, and lands in his lap, and he sees it, and he's like, Oh, you're effing kidding me. That's it. I'm done. Takes the keys out, grabs a cab, heads back to the depot. He's cleaning out his locker. Depot manager runs up as he's cleaning out the locker. He goes, "I just heard over the radio you left your bus out there on the main drag on Sesame Street." And he goes, "Yep. I quit." And he hands the depot manager all of his stuff, and he goes, "What do you mean? Why? I mean, you've been here less than a day. Why do you quit?" And he goes, "You would quit too if you had 2 all-beef patties, special Ross, Leicester cheese, pickle bunions on a Sesame Street bus." Thank you.